The massive galactic imperial vessel emerged from hyperspace with the casual indifference of supreme power. Its hull, smooth and black, stretched 20 kilometers from bow to stern, dwarfing the orbital platforms of Earth's defense network. Smaller craft swarmed around it like fireflies, positioning themselves in a textbook invasion formation that humanity had only theorized about until now. Admiral Wilson watched from Earth Defense Command, her weathered face betraying no emotion, as she observed the holographic display. 30 years of military service had not prepared her for this moment, yet her voice remained steady as she addressed the room. "Open communications," she ordered. The main screen flickered, revealing a humanoid figure with metallic blue skin and eyes that seemed to contain galaxies. The Imperial emissary wore an elaborate uniform adorned with symbols of conquered worlds. "People of Earth," the emissary began, voice echoing with artificial translation. "The Galactic Empire acknowledges your species' recent achievement of interstellar travel. As per Imperial Protocol 7-12, newly spacefaring civilizations are to be integrated into our collective. Your tribute requirements are as follows: 30% of all planetary resources, 50,000 suitable humans for labor reassignment annually, and complete technological submission." A murmur rippled through the command center. Director Thomas, the civilian representative, stepped forward. "And if we refuse?" and he asked. The emissary's expression did not change. "Refusal is not acknowledged within Imperial doctrine. You have 72 hours to prepare your initial tribute, after which compliance will be enforced." The screen went dark. Director Thomas turned to Admiral Wilson. "Options?" "Limited," she replied. "Our fleet is outmatched by orders of magnitude, but we've been preparing for this possibility since the Mars discovery. 30 years earlier, human explorers had found an alien outpost buried beneath the Martian surface. The technology was far beyond human understanding, but the warning was clear. A vast empire consumed all it encountered, and Earth was next on its path. "Activate Project Prometheus," Wilson commanded. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility shielded from all known detection methods, Dr. Allen pulled up the final simulations. His team had worked tirelessly, reverse engineering the alien technology from Mars and combining it with humanity's unique approach to physics. "The models show an 87% success probability," he told the gathered officials via secure link. "But there's no way to test this without deployment." President Rivera nodded gravely. "We need to buy time. Open diplomatic channels." For the next 48 hours, Earth's representatives engaged in apparent negotiations, requesting clarifications about tribute specifications while stalling for precious time. The Imperial forces remained in position, their confidence absolute. They had conquered 10,000 worlds this way. Why would Earth be different? On the final day, Admiral Wilson personally led a small delegation to the Imperial vessel, ostensibly to discuss surrender terms. Her shuttle, unremarkable and lightly armed, was permitted to dock in one of the massive hangar bays. "Your acceptance of reality is commendable," the emissary stated as Wilson and her team were escorted to the command deck. "Most species waste, lives in futile resistance." "We're practical," Wilson replied evenly. "But curious. Your empire has existed for how long?" 12,000 of your years," the emissary answered with pride. "We have brought order to 1/8 of this galaxy." "Impressive." Wilson nodded, checking her timepiece discreetly. "And in all that time, you've never encountered resistance you couldn't overcome?" Something like amusement crossed the alien's features. "Some fight longer than others. None prevail." Wilson smiled slightly. "There's a saying on Earth, there's a first time for everything." At that moment, orbit-to-surface communications detected a massive energy surge from Earth's oceans. The Imperial sensors registered an unknown phenomenon propagating outward at impossible speeds. Dr. Allen's voice came through Wilson's secure communicator. "Prometheus activated. Get out now." The emissary's expression shifted to confusion as alarms blared across the command deck. "What have you done?" "We've changed the rules," Wilson replied, her team already moving toward the exit. "You should run." Project Prometheus wasn't a weapon in the conventional sense. It was a targeted disruption of the fundamental force that made faster-than-light travel possible. Human scientists had discovered that the Martian technology utilized a field equation that could be inverted, creating a cascading failure in all similar systems. As Wilson's shuttle barely cleared the Imperial vessel, the massive ship's engines began to glow with unstable energy. Similar failures cascaded through the smaller craft. Their power cores, dependent on the same physics, became dangerously unstable. All Imperial vessels, came the desperate broadcast from the emissary. Withdraw immediately to Sector 7. Earth has deployed unknown technology that compromises our systems. But it was too late. The disruption field expanded faster than their conventional drives could carry them. One by one, the Imperial ships faced a choice: complete power failure or catastrophic core breach. From Earth's surface, the night sky lit up with what appeared to be new stars as Imperial vessels self-destructed rather than risk capture. 3. Days later, at an emergency session of Earth's United Council, Admiral Wilson delivered her report. The Imperial fleet has withdrawn beyond Neptune's orbit. Their FTL capability is permanently compromised within our solar system. Conventional travel would take them decades to reach the nearest Imperial outpost. And the Prometheus effect? President Rivera asked. Dr. Allen stepped forward. It's spreading through the pathways they use for faster-than-light communication. Every Imperial vessel that receives the warning carries the disruption further. Their entire network is collapsing. So we're safe? Someone asked. For now, Wilson replied. But we've just announced ourselves to the galaxy in a rather dramatic fashion. The Empire will eventually develop countermeasures and return with technology not dependent on the compromised physics. Director Thomas frowned. How long do we have? Perhaps a century, Dr. Allen answered, which means we have work to do. President Rivera nodded. Then we better get started. Humanity is no longer alone, and we've made quite the first impression. As the meeting adjourned, Admiral Wilson looked at the stars through the chamber's skylight. Somewhere out there, an empire that had never known defeat was experiencing its first taste of fear. And humanity, despite the odds, had bought itself time to prepare for the next confrontation. Because the Empire would return, and when they did, Earth would be ready.